To be me.
Yes,
Same thing,
I
same
do.
thing. There's no song like that. I felt like when we are doing praise and worship,
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another installment of For Tonight podcast. My name is Ayanda Gumanda.
I'm Luzuka Sapegile.
Yeah, and welcome back, man. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, we
Yeah.
took a little bit of a gap there. Forgive us. 'Cause
Our
we promised,
sins.
we promised consistency, and we spoke too soon. Life was like, hold my beer.
Wait a minute.
Hold my beer. And then people decide to host events on a Friday, got, what we were supposed to, a lot of stuff happens. But we appreciate you so much for checking out our videos. Thank you for watching this one. Thank you for
Thank you for asking, where are you guys? Where's another episode? And we're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's coming there.
we appreciate.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Make sure that you do subscribe if you have not, and set your notification bell on because it helps. Ayanda did explain at one point that it does help. So it does help. I trust Ayanda, as you should.
And I trust me. So if you haven't watched, if it's your first time, go through all the videos. I mean, maybe the last one, catch yourself up. But we appreciate you. So if you haven't subscribed, as you guys said, hit that subscription button. Yeah, man.
You said it right today. Look at
Come
you.
on, guys.
Look at you in
It's another
English.
episode. Me in English, we are like this. If you don't know what we're talking about, look at the past stuff. English is not our mother.
Yes.
It gets tricky, guys. And it's another episode with me wearing a cap. Somebody made a comment that, have you shot a video of my sister without a cap? I actually have. But I think this
Not a
works.
lot of those.
There's not a lot of those going around, guys. So let's appreciate when the chance comes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
How are you?
I'm good. I'm very tired right now, physically tired. But I'm good by the grace of God. How are you doing?
I'm good too. It's good. It's good to be me.
Yes.
Ting.
I do know about this one.
There's no song like that.
Oh,
Right.
it's a thing of musicians, they just...
No, I'm good. The Lord is good.
Yeah. So guys, this guy over here, we're gonna catch up real quick because we've been apart from you guys for a while, and a couple events have happened which are interesting and were nice. So I think we should have like a session, Yana, where and he did ask for a post-production conversation. So yes, I'm that friend who remembers stuff, So if you don't know, he hosted an event. So we are in PE, we're based in PE. So he hosted an event in PE. It was a worship gathering named Jesus Praise and Worship. I do not know why Jesus Praise and Worship. Like, why? Why did you even name it that? People, they come up with fancy stuff like casting the alabaster palace.
Oh, wow. You know the thing with...
Rokenda.
It's one of the most difficult things
To come up with the
to
name
come
of
up with
the
a name for something. And once you've made up your mind, you are like, oh, this is it. Like, also, you try and convince yourself that it's not a lot of things that are with even us.
I was gonna say, we know exactly.
When we came up with the salted
name,
light, we
yeah.
thought light bulb, This is a great idea, it's never been thought before.
God.
And then when we were starting the process, the name is set, we are moving, we're like, yo,
There's a lot of us.
trying to look for it ourselves. You can't find us.
God.
There's a lot of us. But why did I come up with the name? There was a lot of names. Because also the thing that I did now in June was supposed to happen last year in November.
Okay.
With a different name, but then it didn't happen. Because I felt like I was not ready and I'm not about to do something shabby or... Yeah, so I was like, no, let's wait. And I wasn't ready. I think mainly I was not ready financially. So
Stuff costs, yeah?
no, yeah, you're gonna pay some things. You're gonna spend.
You don't just wake up
You're gonna
and call
spend.
people.
And I don't think I was even spending that much, but it felt that you are spending. So then, fast forward this year, I knew that I have to do something, and yeah, I was looking for a name, and then I was like, what are you actually doing? Like, what is this? yes, we're doing an event, but what is it? And I think based on the things that I do, praise and worship is a big part of my life. And it's something that I really enjoy. So I was like, yes, it's an event, but it's praise and worship. And then when I started asking the why are you doing what you're doing, then the name came. That's why it was Jesus, praise and worship.
I think spooky, usually it was at 12 a.m. in the morning. I had a dream. An angel came with a bow, and then he said, remove the veil, and I saw the name. It was written,
Jesus.
It was written in Greek, and then I had to translate.
I had to go and translate, what is this? Koyanda. What does koyanda mean?
Man.
No, it was none of those.
And didn't you feel the pressure of, you want an inspired name so that, when you say the name of, when people, they do those things so that it sounds powerful.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't fall for that trap.
It's not even falling for the trap, but I feel like a lot of things for me are not that spooky. I at some point, I was looking for the spooky stuff, like I needed to be deep, I needed to be, and then I realized that for me personally, maybe for someone else, they will move until they, so for me, it's just a click.
Yeah.
When it clicks, when it makes sense, when you're trying to fit something, and then people who work with machinery, when it clicks, you're like, for me, once I can sleep, once there's peace, once it clicks, I was like, this is it.
Was it the same with the show also? Like with you hosting, did the Lord tell you to do it, or you felt like, I want to do something for God? And like what? Because I remember when you started this, like hosting shows, it was a thank you. So
it was thankful.
Yeah, it was thankful at 23, so it was your thanksgiving to God, but
yes,
in the best way you know how.
Yeah.
Praise and worship. So I feel like in that way, it doesn't need to be inspired, even though maybe it was inspired.
Yeah.
It's a personal thing for you. Like, I wanna give an offering to God, and I'm gonna give it like this
way.
So now that it's different, it was Jesus thanks, Jesus praise and worship.
Jesus thankful.
Jesus thankful at, this is Jesus praise and worship.
Yeah,
but it's carrying a different
meaning to it.
Is there a reason for it? Is there a reason you stopped the thank you at 20?
Thankful at.
You felt like, Jesus, have been thankful a lot now. So many thank yous. Oh my goodness, come on, mate.
We get the picture. Like, you've been saying thank you. No. I think a burden for me is the main thing. Once I can't sleep because of an idea, then I have to do something about it. So there was a burden for, I felt like, yes, we are doing praise and worship, and also the burden was for me personally where I'm at. It was not a universal. It was okay. The conversations I would be having, or the remarks people would be making regarding praise and worship, I felt like, do we really get the picture of what is happening here? Now, praise and worship is not restricted to the church service itself, but then in a church service, it plays a huge role. It's there, and it's there for a reason, and it is important. And I felt like, do we understand why it is there? Because you can be born again and go to a church and you see praise and worship happening, and you're like, we do this.
Yeah, we're waiting for the pastor.
Yeah. And then you don't ask the why are we
doing it?
Why is it important to have a 30 minutes time frame designated for this?
Yeah.
So there was a burden for some time to really
do the host.
Yes, and also a while ago, when God was in His grace and mercy and through different channels teaching me praise and worship and understanding the concept of it, I would go for services or whatever. Maybe I visit a church or whatever. There's an event somewhere, and then instead of me praising God instead of me being in time of worship, I would constantly look for what is wrong, or like constantly be like, oh God, this is not what you told me, or this is not what I learned from it. Why are you singing? Like, I would even check the content of the music. It's like, why are you singing about yourself? Why are you doing that? And then God was like, I didn't teach you this so that you can criticize my people. You know how to,
and that's very important, man. I think a lot of us struggle with that. When God teaches us something, or we get a revelation about a particular area in our walk,
Yes.
the next time we see somebody, we're like,
Hold on.
what are you doing?
Don't you know that you don't do that?
No, what? But I think what I've learned is the same grace that you were
God
shown,
gave you.
show it and understand that it's the level where they are. And it does not mean judge them. Just pray for them in love and hope that they would get to where you are.
True.
Whether they are singing and you feel like there's a lot of eyes, guys.
Yes.
I need blessings, and you think the whole time, really? It's not for you to say, oh, they don't know. It's for you to understand that.
It got so messy for me that I was now sort of becoming the recipient of what was for God.
Sorry.
I was like,
it's not for you.
I was becoming that person of, I don't like this. I don't like the song. Why would you say that? Why is the set list in this way? And then I forgot that the set list was not even for me.
Why are you singing about holy and then now you want to come and sing? Why is it not smoothly
transitioning? So like I got a rebuke, and the rebuke was not nice. Like the rebuke was it was in a service where it was not nice. Like now I'm like, but it was not nice. I felt it was like, I didn't teach you these things so that you can be this person.
Because then that's pride.
Yes, you know this so that you could do it. And also the some of them I thought I was taught to teach. I was like, no. Do it. Do it. Like, you do it. Do you get
it's
it?
for you,
Do it. Because also you want to go on stage and then start having a lesson for 10 minutes in that period of 30 minutes of you having to sing. Now you want to be a teacher. And it's like, no, just do it. I don't know. Maybe God knows that he has his way of translating what I'm doing to the hearts of men to understand that this is what it is, whatever the case is. So the rebuke came and my ways had to change. Where now, bruh, it can go left.
It doesn't sing your own new song in your heart.
I tell you, even when I feel
love you.
Or when I know that doctrinally this is not correct. I've learned to, I am worshiping God. I am here to worship.
And if you don't agree with the song, then you keep your mouth shut.
And pray. Because worship is not restricted to a melody or a song. It's not. So you just pray, or you meditate, or whatever when I say meditate, I don't mean I mean like think upon the goodness of God, or think upon God and your life, or whatever the case is. So I don't even remember your question.
You know what though? Never mind that you forgot but probably this is gonna take you back to the question. Because you said that the reason why you held the event is because you had a burden. So, and a burden is a feeling of some sort, whether the Lord has spoken to you about it, or you feel it in your spirit or in your heart. You know, I was listening to a man of God, and he said, and it's a very old, like gray-headed. No.
Not this one.
No. The real gray-headed, where you know this man has walked with. When he says, in 1948, and you're thinking, you were doing what? You were leading prayers in 1948? Like, walked with God. And then he said something, and which is interesting to me, that after so long, you know, he's not familiar with walking with God. He still checks that, is this really God? Because he said, this morning, or yesterday, I asked God what I should say, and then I got this, I checked again because there's many voices.
Yes.
That's me trying to imitate his voice. But I'm not doing that. There's many voices. So he's like, you check again. I was like, we hear one thing and we decide that is God. He said she is the one. He is the one. Like you decide. You don't double check. Obviously, somebody might come and say, but if you walk with Uluzuko for so long, you will know his voice. You wouldn't double. But the thing is, there's many voices.
True.
Our spirit themselves, they speak.
Yes.
And it's usually good things.
Yeah.
Just because I want to do a praise and worship event to God doesn't mean I should do it.
Yeah, it's a good thing, but it's not a godly thing.
Yeah.
God is not approving.
How didn't you find yourself in that situation? Why is this turning to an interview? But hey, sorry. That's shut left interview. It's giving a
I'm on News 24 at 7.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have a guest. His name is Luzuko.
Imagine.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's tricky, man. And what would you advise a person? Like, I feel like I want to do an event, but I don't know. Like, I'm that person. Even though it's good, I would love God to put a
confirm.
stamp. And sometimes the confirmation is faith. You have to trust.
You just trust
you
that
have
God.
to do. Because I've tried to see that thing, the prophet in the Bible. Lord, if this is you, let the side be wet. Next morning, turning it again. Lord, let the side also, let that. But when we do those checks, some of us, maybe it was my faith. God is just like, I said what I said. I'm not about to.
I'm not about to repeat myself.
I'm not about to repeat myself. If you do it, amen, it's all you. If you don't, so I don't know whether that is my faith, that those checks didn't get checked, or it's just God saying, this is how I want to lead you. I need you to
trust.
To trust when I say something. But I feel like it's important to check though, even in the trust, because our friends, so many people are hosting events in this month. There was an event after your event.
There was
there's so many stuff. How do we know that? Oh, he's just filling in the calendar, or I'm just filling in the calendar. I also, because people are hosting, I also want to host.
Yeah, and also there's an expectation from. Why are you not doing anything?
Yeah, especially if you've done it before.
Yeah, why are you? So there's also that pressure of you have to do something.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. I pray that I never be in that, or that being the main influence for me doing something. But as I said before, like, it's a burden that you have. And then I think once I said yes, then I could rest. I could sleep. For me, that was and people are like, so you didn't sleep for? No, man, there was peace about it, knowing that I have said yes to this thing. Because also the burden is, I could be having a great time, but there's a nudging at the back of my head that, my brother, you are chilling.
Yeah.
I could be doing stuff in, trying to
ease booked even.
Yes, to ease my conscience. Like, Lord, I am serving, I'm running for you. It's like, yes, you are running, but you are not running towards what
you're not doing this particular thing.
You're not, yes, all the other things are good, but you're not doing this particular one. So once I was like, yes, Lord, we can. And I think when these things happen, you see problems on why it cannot happen.
Sure.
It's one of the initial stages of event hosting. So it's like, I'm gonna say event hosting because that's the term that makes sense. But normally I say it's a project, me personally, but event makes sense. Yeah. So doing an event, once that idea or once that thing comes to you, problems also are like 125 reasons why it cannot work. You are faced with that. So me saying yes, it is saying that, I trust that you will provide.
Yeah.
So
sure, man. And that translates to even like our personal lives. Yeah, because God might not give me what He's giving you to do. Yeah, but I might not have to host an event, and I pray I never have to host an event. Please, my Father. Because I can't even, guys, I think being around people who are hosting, I have, and you know what's crazy? I feel like it's a lot. Imagine you are the host.
The one.
Imagine you are the host.
One of the craziest experiences or realizations for this one in particular is the fact that there are people in my corner who love me and they want me to do well and they are cheering for me and they are there for me however that translates. But there are certain things that they cannot help me in.
Sure.
Bruh, I would call or text or whatever the case is. The best they can offer at that time is to say, my guy, I'm praying for you. And and I have to survive. Like I have to be the one experiencing that emotion. I have to be the one experiencing that valley of decision. I have to be the one coming to terms with, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but we are here now. And we trust that you can't take it from me.
And with that, what you're saying right now, Ne, which was something I was thinking about, but I think as I'm thinking about it now, and with what you said before, is that this is for God. You know what I mean? Ne? I don't like fighting, Ne, but I like fighting.
Yes.
You know, especially with relational stuff.
Yeah.
How do you deal, my friend, with all these people, you know, that you feel like they're in your corner? And we know that, yes, this is a project unto God, but it's not like you can do it in your own.
Yeah.
It's for people also. Then now, Ayana who's here with you, I don't show up. Guys, how does that work? Like, help me so that I'm freed from holding, because I texted somebody, actually. He's hosting an event, and then he sent me, I was like, you didn't even go to. And this is a person that is close to us. So I was like,
what do you mean?
what are you talking about? You realize that you have to invite people, but you didn't even go to your own brother's thing. And I feel like if I was you, I'd be touched. As much as, Lord, I'm not doing this for people, but I feel like the human element of me would
what do you mean you're not doing it for people? Maybe you're not doing it for their approval or whatever, but you're doing it for them.
In a sense.
Because the burden is, let us all be in a place of praise and worship, understanding that God deserves this. So the people have to be involved. It's nice when the aha moment I got about praise and worship, someone else gets it finally. When they're here, like, oh, actually, in a service, this is for God. If God decides to bless me, praise the Lord. But this time is for Him. So when someone else gets that, it's beautiful to us. So it is for people in that sense. So how do I not get touched with it? You will get touched, or you do get touched. And you know what? Ne.
I don't know.
What's crazy is also, you think that I've set a date to host an event, and you think that the enemy is going to fight you for the event not to happen. Do you get it? So you think that things that are fighting you is for the event not to happen. So it's going to get cancelled because there's no financial assistance. It's going to get cancelled because someone died. It's going to get cancelled. All these things that you're like fighting against. Lord, let it not be cancelled. Let it not, you know, I pray that you bind the rain, let it be beautiful weather outside. And I realized that the event can happen and will happen, but it will not serve its purpose. And I'm not trying to be even deep about it. Do you get it? It will happen, you will host, people will come, but then at the end of the day, it didn't serve its purpose.
Sure. I feel like that's a hard knock than people not attending.
That, for me, that was the war. So going to your question, like being touched by people who are not showing up, that was fighting the purpose. Checking those things was part of the things that we're fighting to defeat the purpose of the event.
Sure.
That was the war.
Yeah. Guys.
Bruh. Like, I'm like, okay, at some point I understood that this thing is gonna happen. Like, in that sense, God is with me. It's gonna come to pass. It's gonna happen. But the main war that I had to fight was keeping the purpose of this thing. Remember, what's the theme of my event?
Jesus, praise and worship.
So everything that was fighting me was to make the thing not about Jesus anymore.
Child.
Every,
Yo.
stuff happened Some of them I caught offense and I cried and I'm like, why would you do me this dirty? What do you mean, not you?
Not you.
Do you get?
You're the first person to endorse this project. Now you want to
And
do...
it didn't even come in a project manner. It had nothing to do with the event itself.
But-
it was a relational, it was between you and me.
And
but
obviously that's going to affect you.
But you were coming to me in a way that I would have to prove a point on the 6th of June.
Ooh.
Do you get it?
Ooh. Now it's not even about Jesus no more. You are saying, where are my haters? Where are my haters?
That was the war. So things happened that had nothing to do with the 6th of June. But they would persuade me or they would push me to show up in a way that proves a point to someone. And it's no longer about Jesus, praise and worship.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait a minute, God.
And that's what
Wait a
yesterday
minute.
there was a seminar.
Yeah,
Seminar.
yes.
That we attended, and Pastor Brandon.
Brenton.
Pastor Brenton Goldman.
Pastor B.
Pastor B. Sorry. You know, he said something. He said I'm paraphrasing,
Yes.
but he said the biggest temptation or the biggest challenge that you would face at every level of your life is you dying to yourself. Like whatever challenge you will face, the biggest thing there
Is you dying.
is you have to die to yourself. And I feel like even in that sense, whether somebody says, this one is wasting his time,
What is this?
you know, because now it's a thing of my BVs, let's make sure you don't miss a note. But then that self,
Yeah.
self is reason now. Self, what's the highest speed? 270.
Yeah,
you
bruh.
know, self is high now. And even there, you need to die to you, literally in every... Because I feel like it's not sure if us want to prove a point, prove you wrong. You know, that's just because you said it or you think, you know, it's not going to happen and I'm going to show you. Candy, no, it's not your place to show nobody nothing.
Imagine, bruh. And there were things where after it happened, like when I caught the feelings, when I was emotional about it or mad about it, then a day later, I was like, oh, wait. This has nothing to do with us. It's what has to happen that wants to be affected. I was like, yeah, bruh. So,
Sure.
coming to terms, and God is so merciful. He is so merciful.
Yeah.
Do you know? Because the pride of self will always,
Want to resurrect.
yes, will always be there. Because also you want to do something that you are proud of yourself for. Do you get it? Something that you can sleep at night for. But God in His mercy, He nudges you and be like, or opens your eyes. You know, when Paul prayed for the people that let the eyes of your understanding be enlightened. It's such a beautiful thing to happen because you see things not in the natural. You see things.
Yeah. Oh, and which is what it was spoken about yesterday. We wrestle not against flesh and blood.
You get to see beyond, and that's the mercy of God.
Yeah.
Because He could have just allowed me to roll, and then later after the event, He's like, my child, sit down.
Yeah.
You did a great event for yourself.
I love the song choice, by the way.
Yeah, you did an amazing.
Had a lot of my names in it.
You did an amazing event for you.
Yeah.
Do you get it? But throughout the process and whatever.
That's scary, man. I think for me, that's the theme of my life, even. Like, I never want to do something and God is like,
Cheers for
praise you.
Not praise
Glorify you. You know, like, I don't know. And I don't know, man. It's a constant battle that I have with everything, you know. And then when you realize that there's people who actually live in that reality, it makes me panic even more.
Yeah.
Like there's a person who God directs every step and you know that it's a reality. Like it's possible.
They're experiencing this.
It's possible for God to tell me when I meet a new person, this is not your friend. No matter how nice the person is, but we go, we are clicking, we're vibing. like those things, he was like, no, Lord, I want that level, you know? I don't know, guys. This,
Yeah.
you know, divine guidance sounds very nice to me. It sounds very,
And
it sounds like the life I want to live.
exactly.
Yeah.
And also, once we hear such stories, we want to experience them in the same
That's
fashion.
the danger, I guess.
We want to experience it in the same way.
Yeah, that's it. I want to
I
go
want
up like how Elijah went up.
I need
Yeah.
goosebumps when the Lord is speaking.
Yeah.
And for me, that happened, like the understanding of, bruh, chances are you will not get goosebumps.
Yeah, yeah.
Chances are you're not gonna go into a trance.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Chances are you're gonna open your Bible
And it's important.
and you're gonna
Find
read a
the
verse,
balance, man. Yeah.
and then you will. Or chances are you will just know.
Yeah. Not even in a manner of downplaying the supernatural
Yes,
or the
no.
divinity of God's lead. It's just understanding that He's not in the wind, He's not in the fire, He's not in the storm, He's not in the scream. He's in the silence.
Exactly.
He can be.
Exactly.
Because then so that people will say, so if you're saying He's not in the other stuff, so He can never be. He can. He's God, dude. He does whatever he wants. You know, he's sovereign. That's what makes Him God.
True.
But it's sad when we take Luzuko's life and we make it a template. You know, it's sad when we make it a template. I want exactly
this way.
You know, that kind of God is like, no. You know, which is the importance of knowing God for yourself.
Relationship.
Yeah, everything will always boil down to that. The decisions we make, how we live our lives, how we interact with other people, how we see the world. It's going to boil down to our relationship with God.
Yeah.
Because He's the one who needs to give us the perspective on everything.
On everything.
So, and He doesn't just, you don't go and buy it, or you don't, it's not a gift of perspective.
Yeah.
He needs to teach you, He needs to work with you and show you. But that's wild though.
It is.
You know, how God can lead a man, guys, to do stuff. And it's not just, the reason why we're even having, I feel like it's important for us to even have the conversation. Because the stuff that you went through or via, which is the same thing I we also can relate in a sense that God might want to do something in my life, but there's just stuff happening.
Yeah.
But because I am so not alive to spiritual reality,
yes.
I am fighting the people. I am cutting them off. They're toxic
for me.
They're used by the devil. Yeah, but I fail to realize and recognize it's not Luzuko
beyond
now. Right now, it's not, it has nothing to do with him. He's just a vessel. You know what Jesus said? He said, get thee behind me, Satan. He recognized that this favorite person of mine, right now, he's a vessel.
It's not him now.
It's not him.
Something or someone is.
He has allowed himself to be a vehicle to host, you know, the words of the enemy. And this guy thought he meant good, like Lord. And sometimes our friends are stopping us that, don't do it. Because maybe they know that last week you asked me money for airtime. Like now you wanna call people. Like I don't think it's wise. But it does not mean, you know, that I feel like
it's crazy.
Stuff that we go
through. There's a lot of behind the scene, which I am grateful to God for, that took place. There's a lot of things, you know, you do have God in mind, you do have people in mind, and God was like, I'm gonna have you in mind.
Sure.
I will.
He wants to be poetic.
No, not even. Like, He had me in mind throughout the process of Him teaching me that, like, a lot of stuff, man.
And what did you learn from
beyond the stage?
The whole post and
the learning is not like I'm in a garden with a carpet and my Bible, Dave's Bible opened, and a notebook, and playing cool music. These things are happening now. Within the offense, there's a teaching. Within going to a rehearsal, there's something happening. So with me living my life and continuing day to day, me being exhausted because I got home at 1 a.m. and then I have to wake up early in the morning and go to work. There's a mercy of God that is like, wait a minute.
He carries you.
Have you checked that you make sure that you keep the money for the people
Yeah.
that you agreed with?
Yeah.
Do you get it? So Jesus praise and worship, as much as I was gonna come on stage and sing and ask the people that we sing together, the Lord was like, your ministry is before you getting on stage.
And how do you deal with the expectations from us now? Because we, unfortunately, people came because Luzuko is hosting an event. And I feel like, unless you're gonna be humble, right, and say, no,
That's for Jesus.
No. You know that people, they come expecting, well, we are coming to Jesus, but
Yeah.
we're coming
Accident
to
happened in the
Jesus.
workplace.
Yeah, guys, I mean, stuff falls. What's wrong with you? You know, you're coming to Jesus, but you're not gonna give us a bass player that's missing the whole time.
Yeah.
The song is going this way.
Yeah.
You know, how do you deal with that? That you don't get too fixated that, hey, I need to deliver, so that when people, you know, after the show, they're like,
You worked.
yeah, no, you guys were tight as it, I don't know as a what, but how do you, you know, don't let that get into your head so much that you keep the main thing the main thing.
When I am dealing with the people's expectations, for me, what worked is understanding that God deserves the best. So in preparation of whatever I'll be doing, I will try my best to understand first that my bra, prepare in excellence.
Yeah.
Prepare. And like, I remember there was one person, God bless you if you do watch this, but also the behavior changed. They came for 2 rehearsals and they didn't check the music. And I was like, you are not checking. So for me, I was counting on the third and I was like, you are wasting our time. And if this does not change, you will have to sit out.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Because everyone else is coming, they know their story and they are prepared.
Teach you,
so now we're gonna spend an hour trying to teach you the words, trying to teach you the melody. No, ma'am, you know. And then when they came later, they were excited to come. And also, I think when they were coming initially, they thought, let me relax.
Yeah.
I got this. And then when we get there, they realize that people are working here.
Yeah.
They know their story, so they picked up the pace and got to it. So that dealt with people's expectation because I knew, or I understood that God deserves the best.
Yeah.
What we are doing here, you know, we must, when we are done, just like, I gave God my best.
Yeah.
I didn't leave anything.
Yeah.
You know, I gave him everything that I got, and that involved preparation for the day. So that's how I dealt with it. But yeah, it was a beautiful thing. And also, because you did ask, like, what did you learn now, me personally? That it's before me singing a song that says, Lord, I worship you, Adonai, because you are everything. The worship had to start before getting on stage. So it was how I treated the people that I was working with. That for me was worship also. It was in the keeping my word. Like that gave me sleepless nights. I was like, God, if anything, I integrity.
Yeah. And I get why you have that anxiety.
I was like, I need
And even, you know what's
integrity.
crazy? The importance of that. Because you are working with people, us, the people who are coming and receiving the worship, and the people that you're working with anyways, like your backers and your whatever. Even though you have prepared a great thing and you delivered a great thing to God and we are blessed, you know what will erase that.
Kill everything.
You know what will just...
Like, that for me gave me sleepless nights. Like, that was, and I was like, the Adonai that I say I love, they must
keeps his
confirm.
word, yeah. Keeps like, oh, my brother.
Because,
He didn't pay us this month.
bruh,
He didn't pay our money.
or he was very rude to us.
Yeah, the whole rehearsal.
The entire time, Luzuko was
Yeah.
rude to us.
He's a
So as I'm busy
superstar.
there crying and lifting my hands, the PVs are like, I wish Jesus you could change his heart. Because you are mean, or you didn't even care how we got home.
Yeah.
Or like all those things for me, I was like,
Sure.
the Adonai must mean something now. Hopefully doing these things has a lot to do. That's the other crazy thing. To go through all of this trouble for an hour, 30 minutes,
Oh,
or 2 hours, and then
That's how I feel about
suffer.
cooking, man. You cook the whole day only to eat 15 minutes? Not even 5 minutes.
Exactly. But it's God. I believe God is making us. He's shaping us. He's molding us. He's working in us. So it's beautiful.
So you had to learn to keep your word and fight for it
Yo, damn.
throughout.
You know how happy I was when that happened? I was like,
If-
this
if
one
thing I wanted to get out of this.
this one thing.
Sure.
And yeah, that was
Yeah.
the beauty of it. With all of this.
Stuff happening.
Yeah.
Any event upcoming September,
No.
November, or December?
We don't know. Yeah, because also this is me. And I think gospel music goes through a lot of fire. We're going under a lot of fire and things that are being said, and we also like really need to be careful of the because also we can say we are all singing gospel, but when you sit down and listen, or you watch the life, or you watch whatever, you realize that no, we are not all.
Yeah, we're singing about this God, but we're not about this God.
Not about this life. This is a
And
Triple
God
M.
said it, man. God
this
said
is triple M.
It's triple M.
Get money now. You know that thing? Give me 200, I'll make it
Oh,
600.
triple M.
Triple. It's a
Yeah,
pyramid scheme.
John, man, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But God is faithful.
Yeah, I'm glad though. We were blessed. I was excited, obviously, because you haven't hosted a thing.
Your friend is doing something.
It was like,
Finally.
yes. And obviously,
And
maybe
thanks
I'm
to like the
biased.
friends also. Like, thank God for people who are for you at all times.
Yeah.
Through it all.
Yeah.
Like, don't you need those people? You also like need people who will be even more excited than you are, because that also helps in some way, shape or form. Wait a minute.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, there's beauty in having people who are for you. Like, who, they were saying, like, you got excited because your friend is doing something.
Yeah.
That is also needed, because you will go through stress
A
and
lot.
whatever.
Yeah, guys. But yeah, I think we're too with like all the events and all the stuff that is happening in our lives, and whether it's a job interview, whether it's a whatever you're doing, this as a Christian, you grow spiritually, you learn certain things. If you're a Christian that looks at life as life is spiritual, there's nuggets to take on every journey. And I think I'm very jealous that I would never get to, get those, but I'm also fine. Like, it's fine, Lord.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through all that stuff. But
Yeah, you can imagine people who are doing this like at a larger scale.
Yeah,
People who are doing
dude,
this, spending
stadiums.
millions
Yeah.
of cash
Yeah.
and having like 3 months, 6 months preparation.
Yo,
Imagine 6 months
you
of
have
attacks.
this headache, imagine. Yo.
Also, you know what? You remember what happened after the event?
What happened? Oh, yeah. Imagine. Small event.
Just a small event, and then my car decides that
Man's car is like,
it's fine.
I'm tired. I've been driving to rehearsals after the show now. And that's a new stress. And now, from the hype of, oh, yeah, those nights too. Oh, my word. Another one.
I didn't even stress about that.
Oh, because we were out in the cold and he was here home. He was not stressing about it.
I didn't even stress about it.
We were.
I was feeling bad for you guys. I was like, oh shit, guys, what are they going? And my thing is, what are they gonna do? Because I'm making a plan for People to go home.
When I got here, the man is busy with other stuff. I'm thinking,
No.
does he understand? But even there, that was God intervention that we got there. Like, that was just a godly. The car just stuck. The guy said, there's nothing here.
This is not moving again.
Your dad was like, I expected this. And then I'm like, okay, don't add on the stress. Just keep calm and act like, oh, this
Everything
stuff
is
happens, you know. Yeah, child. And then we call Luzuga. He is also clueless on what to do. I'm like, but we're here, we're safe, we're sound. But yeah, man.
Life is very spiritual. Life is spiritual. Even yesterday, the pastor was preaching. I was like, guys, this is not flesh and blood. As soon as you understand that, you are on the right path.
Yeah.
Life is very spiritual. Even your daily life, because sometimes things would get to you and you want to deal with them person to person. I'm going to show you who I am. But if you realize that this is spiritual, this is coming for your peace, this is coming for your joy, this is coming for, you know, have you heard someone saying that I used to be kind?
But
I'm not like that anymore.
Yeah.
People change me.
Yeah.
And at some point that sounded like a dope thing to say. Like
I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah, I'm not that person anymore. It sounded like it was something that was being said if you're watching online. People are saying, I used to give, and I realized that no one is giving to me. I was pouring out myself. But then when you think to that, you've actually allowed people to change you.
Sure.
And it could mean that just because you change, it doesn't mean you change for the better.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm also one of those people who has been changed by people.
Do you get?
Yeah.
It could mean that they didn't change you to be a better person.
Yeah.
You now, the rest of the new people that are coming into your life, they're experiencing and
stuff.
Allowing people to change you for we don't know. They could be changing you to be the worst person.
Yeah.
So we are not fighting flesh and blood.
Yeah.
That understanding we should have, and it makes life better.
Yeah.
It brings wisdom in knowing how to deal with these things.
Yeah.
God is good.
Yeah, man, and that's
even in dealing with us.
Yeah.
And we are done now. I can sleep at night.
No anxiety, no trying to figure out how am I gonna pay the guitarist. Oh my word, I need 500.
How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that?
But he's Ebenezer, no? Yeah, that's who he is. And that, guys, brings us to an end. So this was us catching up on what happened at Luzuko's event. And the lessons, which are not just lessons for him, really, if you pay attention.
Because life is an event.
Yeah, on its own.
Life is an event.
We all need to deal with life as spiritual as we can be. Yeah, but whether we feel like it's not that deep, it's choosing a muffin. But if somebody feels like I want to pray, Lord, which muffin must I choose? You know, there's people like that, they take it to that extreme, bruh. Like actually, like their life, obviously somebody will like relax. But if it works for them, I'm in a case, I'm like, go for it. You know, but obviously I'm joking with that. But life is spiritual. Yeah. It's sad when we depend on luck and mishaps and chances. So yeah, congratulations, my friend. Well done. Lord. We bless the Lord for your life. We're excited for the other stuff that the Lord will have you do. And we're here chatting you on.
We see you doing Jesus and poetry.
No, don't. Now you want me to say God forbid. Like you want me to say, guys, it's been salty, it's been lighty. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not subscribed, even though we asked you before, but you feel like, no, I'm not. I feel like now I can ask you again because, you know, you've heard the man was not sleeping. Do it for him. Okay, had a rough couple of weeks. Subscribe for him. You know, share the video. Like, you guys don't comment anymore. What happened?
Yeah,
you know, we started
just
here
watching
with
in silence.
Yeah, we started with the comments here and then
come back.
No, guys, no. We don't do that here. Please comment, please interact, because then it makes us, you know.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what's up. And remember what we said initially. It's a conversation. It's a community. So that's what we're trying to build. And yeah, if there's other stuff you want us to talk about, you can drop there. And if we feel like it makes sense, then maybe we'll talk about it. If not, it's fine. you
We'll
know,
pray about it.
We'll pray about it. We'll pray that the Lord will somebody else to speak about them. I'm joking. So thank you so much for viewing till this far.
Bye.
Bye. Happy 100 subscribers.